Namaste, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Back again. Big homie Litkayev, aka Siva. And today we're going to talk about possessed puppets. Okay? Possessed puppets. And it's not the possessed puppets as you might want to think. I don't know, something like off The Conjuring. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about you guys. What I used to be was a possessed puppet. That's Marquand, is the individuality. So, in this space, or place that you guys are all trapped inside of the fifth hell, you all are possessed puppets. Later on in videos to come, we're going to talk about ghost, and how ghost, as what you guys are, and your whole ghost movie concepts is total farce. How ghosts work, and then how possessed puppets are, which is you guys. Alright, so everybody in here possessed puppet. And at bad enough, we have a lot of, esoterics, Illuminati, and you should hear the shit that they call us. They call us sheep, they call us monkeys, that as the divine and as hell beings call us, because apparently we've all melded with each other throughout time and breeding, that we became Mars understanding. So it's good to keep a strong bloodline of descendancy, if you know who you are, but most of you don't. So consorting with, a white girl with a black guy, and then piss off a black woman, and then inside genetically she's pissed off for a bigger reason than just racism, has nothing to do with it. There's something deep inside that compels the bloodline to stay, all right, because you're Hebrew. Now, we're not going to talk about this issue about love and what false love is. Those are for future videos to come. But there's a trap that's going on, and it's all about, again, mixing DNAs, getting further from the truth. So you guys are puppets. All right, so listen up, guys, as I explain this. You guys are possessed puppets. So everybody's on this big kick in horror movies about possessions, like, the possession of Emily Rose, or Exorcist, or movies like the beginning of Constantine. Possessions happen, all right? It happens, but it happens more than you guys know, all right? You guys are slates. Every single person in here is a slate. You're like a shell, kind of like a hollow, but you're not. You have individuality that makes you who you are throughout time, and throughout living in samsara in this place makes up who you are. So that can't never be taken away from you. So if you're Sarah Jones and you're poetic and you're spoken word and you're on this kick about the freedom of Black America, we can't take that away from Sarah Jones. That's who Sarah Jones is. That makes up Sarah Jones. She made the idea to go into, spoken word as a poetic. We inspire that, okay? So as the divine in this place, everybody has a divine higher consciousness here. And everybody has a demon hierarchy as consciousness controlling you, okay? Because you're born into this place. So what does that make you? If you're born inside of the fifth hell, that doesn't make you necessarily human. That makes you something else. So it's always a constant battle with us as inspiration, trying to inspire you guys to stay on track and do the right thing, or try to find faith, or question reality. If you don't question reality here, you're just going to roll over and take it, and you'll believe anything that they'll tell you. They say, hey, poop looks like ice cream with speckles on it, but it's flies instead, and eat it here, it tastes good, yum, and you'll go for anything. All right? So what I mean by possessed puppets, you guys are all possessed. Y'all don't think you're possessed, you just think you're doing. And you're just going. And in a mundane understanding, I guess that's fine if you like being a slave. So who's pulling the strings? So we think about every day we wake up, as we get older, as we transposition to an aged copy that's already been previously done 7 trillion years ago. as you live through memories of copies of memories genetically, going through samsara as consciousness awareness, there's something that always guides you to do the wrong thing or the right thing. All right? There's always something that guides you to be eco-friendly, or something that guides you to be a vegan or a vegetarian or a humanitarian. There's something that always guides you. You think it's yourself or it's your own perpetual thought, but it's not. It's us. So this is how it works. You guys are walking slates. You're like walking void spaces. And you need information visually to make coherence of a situation. So when you see a situation every day in your waking state inside of this dreamscape, hell space, you're always conflicted with a decision. Everything here is decision based, kind of like Mass Effect. You just got to know what to say at the right time and when to say it. So your paragon will shift to a negative impact in your life or a positive impact. And the more positive impacts you do as far as your split decision making and everyday living, that's us pulling your string. That's the divine pulling your string. We got you to listen to that inner voice. That inner voice is us that tells you to do the right thing. So you start a business and you start a food truck and you call it Stacy's $5 Holler, what this guy did. And you listen to this voice in your head that says, do something different. Do something that nobody's never heard of before. I don't know. Be a black guy and make Korean fusion. And then put your foot up your ass in it. And he did it. All right? I told him to end his business because he has more of a business for the people, not than just serving karmatically influenced food. That he doesn't, now he knows how to handle food properly. So anyways, not just by handling food properly like he hasn't been. Food isn't blessed, guys. When you go to a restaurant, food isn't blessed. You have to bless it yourself. A rabbi doesn't come in like a kosher Jewish kitchen and bless the food every week when it needs to be. This is esotericism, that is the truth. So your food has to be blessed before service. You know, we talked about earlier videos about blessing your eggs. People just go to Bob Evans on a regular basis and just start cooking eggs and then serving it to people, and people are hungry and like, eggs, yum. No blessings whatsoever. You didn't bless the eggs before you cracked it and started cooking it, so therefore you are wrong and you have been sinning. And you don't know it. It's just a state of torment because samsara is the idea about, not the idea, it's an understanding of an idea about money inside of living in samsara. So everybody's under the gun when they are working at Bob Evans. They got to crack open those eggs, and as he did, worked at Bob Evans before, cracking open hundreds of eggs without blessing them. Wow, sin beyond sin. You don't understand this. Short order cooking, wow. I would suggest not do it at all. But anyways, there's something pulling your string. It tells you have to go out and pay bills. Well, in this place you have to pay bills to survive. But there's a way, guys. There's a way to make money in this place karmatically, uninfluenced. There's a way to do it. And we opened up the first karma-free kitchen. So we're here in the future, karma-free kitchens are going to exist. It's going to be a campaign that we will launch together, and we'll personally have a priest that comes by and blesses the food. Not as you're ordering it, but throughout the day, throughout weeks, we have people that come that would be like a rabbi or a Catholic priest or even himself to bless the food and the space and area. It has to be done. Y'all don't understand the type of world you're in. So anyways, as puppets, you guys are puppets. So we're inspiration, all right? So as void spaces you're always in perpetual illusions. And everything that you see, you take in, and you got to make it work, or you got to make it stick. So we're inspiration. Without us, or without demons, you guys would be nothing. We always hint you to do something. Whether it be a demon that tells you to go out to keep hustling, staying on welfare, and just doing whatever you want, and then go out to the club on the weekends and still be on food assistance while somebody works their ass off to make sure that you can still do that. You know, somebody is pulling your strings to make you go out and twerk and shake your ass and drink on a constant basis, and consorting in the middle of the night during the scamming hours. There's always a reason for you to do something. Everything in this place has a logical explanation. And our explanations may not be logical to most, but it's the truth. Demons control you guys because you've been born from this place. They have 70% of your consciousness impact of Mars influence and karmatic suggestion. So every day you walk around, you always make a decision. Do I become a weed man because my job's not making enough? Or if I want to get in trouble by selling weed in my neighborhood complex, maybe I need to go get 2 jobs and cut out the weed. Maybe you just need to go get 2 jobs. This place is about suffering, guys. This ain't about an easy way out. But this is the comfortable human world hell. It's in the Bardo wheel, guys. And we figured it out. Well, he figured it out. We already know. So, we're inspiration. We pull your strings. Every day, through transpositioning, we scam your thoughts. We have conversations with you. And then you wake up. And then it's your job to remember the memories that inspire you. Like, I don't know, making Final Fantasy series. There's always an inspiration that makes you wake up and want to do something. Or you might be inspired as a kid and like, hey, I want to be a chef. Take your time, people. You know, there's bigger puppets behind the field that move everything. And parents are a part of this. They're all a part of it. So you got something that's subconsciously, non-locality, pulling your strings as the parent. Then you pull your kids' strings. And then there's some other strings that's being pulled that they don't even see. All right? So even that child goes through more torment. So you'll make a child go through rigorous, I don't know, ballerina classes. Maybe she didn't want to be a ballerina. It's all about the child. Let the child make the decision and then nurture it. All right? Because it's usually most of the time the divine, us, inspiring you to be a ballerina. Where some parents just inspire their kids and not the kid be inspired by us. So they force upon, I don't know, the understanding of football and college football and the NFL in front of their kids' understanding all the fucking time. So now all they know is being a football player. Maybe that's not what we had in mind for that child, but y'all pull their strings, but what's pulling your strings to also do the same thing in the worship of idolization of man? And how much stats his is better than the next man, or how much money he makes, or how long your team is progressing, who's 10-0. You know, it's all a game here, and you guys got to stop thinking so much, because once you start thinking, they start pulling other strings to inspire you to do something that you have no business to be doing. Okay? There's nothing wrong with being sheep here. But there's something wrong with it when you can't think in conundrums and you can't think in thought experiments, that maybe there's something else to life than besides controlling other people when you're being controlled subconsciously. Everybody here is controlled subconsciously. If you think that you wake up and decide, I want to go and be something with myself, or you wake up and say, I want to just lay in the bed all day. So you got 2 things that's in your head going on. There's something that beckons you to get up out the bed and stop being a lazy jerk. And then there's something that tells you to stay in the bed because it's comfortable. Most people fall for the comfortability, guys. But a real man or a real woman, a real business owner will get up and grind like sleep doesn't exist. And that's the divine. That is us. That is us connecting to your higher, you're connecting to your higher divine consciousness. And you listen to that inner voice. You hear a lot of people talk about listening to that inner voice. Well, you need to start paying attention to it a lot more, because we teach people how to communicate to the inner voice. Okay? We teach this. It's easy. Anybody can do this. Anybody. And you don't need enlightenment to do it, but I suggest you do it because there's dangers with this. All right, as I explained in my previous videos, you got to know and you got to feel everything up here before you can start using this on a regular basis all the time. So every day something pulls you or pushes you in the right or wrong direction. And it happens not just when you wake up. Every day when you walk around, you're always in a state of decision making. Always in moments and decision making. Should I go to the mailbox? Should I run a sweeper? I see dirt on the floor. You know what? I'll just walk all over it because you know what? Dirtiness is next to demoness. Cleanliness is next to godliness. So, always keep your house clean. There's not to tell you how to live. Just listen to the inner voice. Your inner voice is the string puller. When you get angry, here's an example of how demons work well when they pull your strings and you think it's your own rational thoughts. Boy, you are stupid. You can't think that no more, guys. You have to empty your mind and clear your thoughts and listen to that voice that's telling you in the middle of an argument with your baby mama or your baby daddy, usually about money or somebody not putting enough effort into the universe of the relationship, which mostly is men. But in that sense, when you're angry arguing, you just got to take time to stop and think and clear your thoughts, empty your head. Let that person just garble all selling wolf tickets to you and giving you crocodile tears. So just listen. Listen to them and then listen to the audio in your head. And then find which string you need that has to be pulled. Just still your thoughts. Clear your mind. As you close your eyes and put this mudra together. When somebody is arguing at you and yelling at you, and then they say stupid shit like, what the fuck are you doing, praying? No. You're quieting your mind to analyze non-consciously and just listen to bullshit. You'll get a signal from your spouse giving you hell, and then you just gotta go deep into your brain as she's just going off about bills or you not putting enough work towards consorting with her sexually because she hasn't got a baby yet in 2 years because you're rejecting trying to find out who you are and what reality is. And just listen to the voice. Listen to it. And that voice might tell you to slap the shit out of her, fuck her, leave, or get into a more heated discussion about the past memories that does not exist. That did exist 7 trillion years ago. So, as we explain this, just listen to your thoughts and figure out what string you need pulled. If something tells you, just walk away. There's no use in getting violent. There's no use in fighting. Arguments really lead to nowhere. Debates are good. Arguments are arguments. They're always usually negative. There ain't really nothing positive that comes from an argument. You just have to agree to disagree or disagree to agree. You just got to figure out how to rationalize and calmly solve a situation that maybe your wife or your husband is out of sorts. Or what is the argument about? When you're in a heated discussion like this, you're constantly being bombarded by not only just hypnotic suggestion, but hypnotic non-local consciousness suggestion. And once that happens, you just got to find out which is the right decision to make. And that's the string being pulled. So by possession, you guys are possessed every day. Something possesses you to go out and start a business. Something possesses you to go buy that pack of coke and then chop it down and go to an area where crack still exists and start selling dope again like it's the fucking 80s. Or something will compel you to go be a mechanic and get your license in being a mechanic. Or something compels you to, I don't know, go to the strip club every weekend and eat at a buffet watching some half-naked chick and then giving her money. You guys are stupid. And I don't care how much you ball out, how rich you are. If you do this, you're still being possessed by some demon controlling and pulling your strings. Alright? It's simple, guys. And none of y'all don't want to wake up. It's impossible for you to wake up. The dream is too good here. You know, consorting with women and having delusions is too easy. Where you just kind of want to move that shit out of your life and find out a better purpose for you. So listen to your higher divine consciousness so we can possess you in the right manner. So when anybody creates a film, like, I don't know, when we inspired Steven Spielberg to do Raiders of the Lost Ark, and all the film crew, we inspired them all to stay motivated and to help this man and the company to see a vision. That we're talking about God here. So we all inspire, even the Ridley Scott making Exodus. We are all inspiring you guys to do the divine thing. Don't think about it as a right and wrong thing. Think about it as a divine thing and be under divine possession. Tyler Perry is under divine possession. When he gets in the Medea form, he's under possession, and he does it well. He does it well because there's a Davy inside of him, and I got to make him aware of the presence of the Davy inside of him that makes him be able to become who he can become. So we inspire you guys, and we possess you guys, and we keep you going on and on and on, like we did Tyler Perry for 10 years. We did him for 10 years. He kept going. No matter what was coming at him, how many bank loans he took out, how many mortgages, or whatever the case he might have had to keep his plays going, we possessed him to do this. We had to. We possessed so many people. We possessed Martin Luther King. We possessed Malcolm X. We possessed Abraham Lincoln. Once you see something visually that you know that is not morally right, as the slate, you have the ability to make the choice. The place here is free. The place here is free will, guys. You have the ability to make a choice. You guys, all the time, keep making the wrong decisions. Not all the time, just most of the time. Because it's all about comfortability here, guys. It's all about who's pulling your strings, or whose strings are you pulling. And then who's pulling your strings to pull that individual strings, like your kids. Boy, kids pay for you guys' mistakes. When are you going to stop making mistakes? All right? Know who's the puppet, know who's the puppeteers. There's only two. It's demon hierarchy or divine understanding, guys. And that's what makes you make decisions. I don't care if you're just a guy that goes out to work every day for the rest of his life for 50 years, working the same job to get retirement, to be married to the same woman for 50 years. At least you're doing the right freaking thing. Just have church and faith involved, guys. You're going to need it here in the future. All right? Peace out.